right.
What's going on, YouTube? My name's Mr. Monkey's Memes.
It's
Today
just
we're reacting
not
to some what are we
funny
reacting?
Fortnite moments. We're not.
Funny Fortnite moments where we learn about the battle pass.
We're actually gonna be reacting to the top 15 weirdest houses, and as you guys all know, reaction content's the hardest to make. So top 15 weirdest houses. We're gonna skip the intro because who the heck cares?
I wonder if my house is on there.
Homes in the world.
Yeah, probably. Why is this intro so
Owner who
long?
values privacy, this is definitely not the house for you. Designed by So Fokimoto, the
What?
transparent-
Yo,
What did
who?
he say? That guy's got a
Wait, yo,
bad.
yo. What the captions on this? What the captions on this?
Privacy, this is definitely not the house for you.
What's his
Designed
name?
by
Just
So
trying to slip in the
Fokimoto.
F word.
No. Okay.
He's just trying to slip in the bad word because he can.
Yeah.
Is the definition of an open floor plan. The
Wait,
three-story
what?
edifice features various levels
What
of
about the
living space
toilet?
within the segmented structure. That's great to just hang out on, as if you were perched atop a tree branch. Fokimoto said that he envisioned the structure as a variation on a
Dude, imagine how hot the house would get, bruh.
Is that it's like all
tree
glass.
house with room to be
That would get
playful
so
and
hot.
spontaneous. The
At
extreme
least
openness of
tint
the
it.
design. In case you're wondering how the couple ever manages to get time alone, curtains were installed to provide temporary partitions that address the concern for privacy and separation at night. Red House in Warsaw is wedged inside a 4-foot crevice, described
Bruh.
as a cushion of air between two buildings. The Corette House stretches over 30 feet tall, but is simultaneously only 28 inches wide at its narrowest point, thinner than a stovetop, and just 4 feet wide at its widest. The house
Ain't
was
no
built
way.
for famed Polish-Israeli filmmaker and writer Edgar Corette.
EDP could
Corette
never.
said he was moved by the construction of the house, as his family hasn't had one in
Boys, at
Warsaw
least
for the
two of
past
those.
70 years. At a press conference which took place in October
mean,
2012,
two houses
Corette
better
said
than
that
that
it
one.
was his first time that he'd come to Poland not as a tourist or a writer promoting a book. Then he was coming home. Corette says that he will pass it on to a friend or colleague when he moves out.
Boy, we do not care. Hobby house.
Fed up with high
I do
mortgage
not
prices
remember
in the countryside,
asking.
the man decided to build his very own
We
eco-friendly
do not
hobbit
care.
house in a woodland. Simon Dale, a freelance photographer, spent only £3,000 on a hillside home in Wales and built it in less than 4 months, using little more than a chainsaw, a hammer,
spent
and a
3,000
1-inch
pounds
chisel.
on that.
Despite not having
Yeah,
experience
and he
as a
used the
carpenter or
chainsaw to
contractor,
make
he was
it.
determined to build a
Yeah,
home
you
that was
should
at
use
one with nature,
bare
embracing the
hands.
landscape around him and using most
Boy, he's trying to be
recycled
Liver
materials.
King over
With
here.
this ethical drive, Dale scrounged up wood and branches
Next
and
thing
laid out
he's
the
gonna start
framework
doing
for
is
his
taking
woodland abode.
steroids.
I would
He
stay there
invites
for
the
like
obvious
a day or
comparisons
two,
to
that'd be
J.R.R.
cool.
Tolkien's The
But
Hobbit.
living there, heck no.
Building.
From the exterior, this house looks like a simple utilitarian
Oh, yeah,
water
that's kinda
tower.
cool.
Chateau de O is a 100-foot-tall Belgian water tower that was recently converted into a single-family home. Built in 1938, the brick and concrete tower now houses a 2-car garage, 2 bedrooms,
That looks
and
like
a
a water
sizable
well.
multifunction room and kitchen in
Okay,
the
the
former
inside's
water
actually
tank.
kind of sick.
The
The
occupants can
inside's like
also
modern.
ascend to the rooftop terrace,
Yeah.
where they can observe the surrounding village of
That's a
Stenokerzeel.
sniper's,
Chateau de O was
post.
designed by BAM Design Studio. It was in service until the 1990s and was even used as a watchtower by the Nazis when they took over Belgium
Huh?
in World War II.
Oh!
The exterior of
And
the
you're
6-story
living
I
structure
knew
was
it.
originally renovated
It looked
prior to
like
the
a
interior
freaking
restoration,
watchtower.
which began in 2007.
Darn
Once the damaged
Nazis.
concrete and the
You'll
windows
know
and the
that
floor
joint's
top were
haunted,
enlarged,
too.
the architect and his team
Oh,
proceeded
yeah,
to
for
work on
sure.
the interior design.
Probably a bunch of sea Kyles and all that fun stuff in there.
Yeep.
This Brooklyn penthouse was long considered unsellable. While the real estate was prime, agents had an impossible time finding a buyer. That is until 2017, when an unnamed buyer dropped $17 million on the apartment.
That's why I was like,
It's a
why would no one buy
triplex
that?
penthouse in Brooklyn.
17
a
mil is
633 square
crazy.
meter spread
Yeah,
atop the landmark
only a
clock tower
YouTuber would
building.
buy that.
The building is a former cardboard
Yeah.
box factory built in 1914.
It just isn't
The
worth. I feel like 17 million is just not worth it for a penthouse. Like,
Yeah,
if I want,
for
if I
for a
17 million,
penthouse, it's got to be a
I
real
want
house.
my own private house. You know, I want a
Right,
backyard.
and
I
your
want a
land, it's
pool.
got to be land like at least 100 acres
Yeah.
or something like that.
Like, I get if you like the city life. I don't know about $17 million worth.
For a penthouse.
Incredible penthouse
Yeah.
features 4.2-meter tall clock faces on every wall that allow plenty of natural light, while also providing amazing views of the Brooklyn Bridge and the New York Harbor. The jaw-dropping 6,813 square feet penthouse offers you a 360-degree view of the city, overlooking the Brooklyn
I
Bridge.
don't know,
and
it's starting to
Manhattan.
look better and
Its
better.
signature feature, however,
Yeah.
is environmental. The 3-story apartment with the ceiling going from 16 to 50 feet in height also has a glass
What?
elevator running
That
up
is-
its cement with the ceiling going from 16
Bruh.
to 50 feet in.
What did he say?
50 feet is how high the ceiling is right there. Oh, that's insane.
Moly.
The elevator's kind of cool in the middle like that.
Height also has a glass elevator running up its center.
Boy, What is
Based on
that?
the enormously popular 1960s cartoon The Flintstones, this San Francisco house is modeled after the fictional town of Bedrock and comes complete with dinosaur
Bedrock.
statues and prehistoric
Minecraft?
decor.
They
With
built
the
it on
words
Minecraft.
We
Yabba
playing
Dabba Doo inscribed on the
Minecraft?
lawn,
They playing
it's clear that the
Minecraft,
owner of
son.
this home is a bit obsessed with the program. But not everyone felt the same way about this unique property.
Yeah, I don't know
Neighbors
about
tried
that.
to forcibly remove the Flintstones motif by declaring the house a public nuisance. The court
That's
battle
just
rages on to this
disrespectful. That
day,
kinda looks-
with many activists
never
standing up
mind.
for
Being
the
called a
one-of-a-kind
public
home. The house was
nuisance.
purchased by Florence Fang in the
It's gotta be tough.
1970s for
pretty
$2.8 million.
I am not paying no.
Rather than cherry trees or a vineyard,
have to
Miss
pay me
Fang
to stay
installed
there.
15-foot dinosaur
Shit.
statues, as well as a giant metal woolly mammoth and giraffe, a garden of
cannot
colorful,
catch
oversized
me
mushrooms,
spending
and a
millions on
rainbow
that,
and
bro.
peacock sculpture.
The dumpster house. Hey, that's
One
mine.
California man took downsizing to a new extreme. Jeff Wilson, a professor at the University of Texas, converted a 6-square-foot
Texas- yeah, this is a
dumpster
Texas
into a
moment.
fully functional home, complete with running water and kitchen.
But
The
why?
environmental studies
why?
professor wanted to prove how simply people can live in such a compact space. It all started as a project that he began with his students. The idea was basically this: Jeff and his students would turn the regular dumpster into a sustainable home
That is
where he would
disgusting.
then live for an entire year. On
A
February
year?
4th, 2014, Jeff moved into what would be his home for the next year, a normal green dumpster. The first night, he slept in a sleeping bag on some unfolded
Bruh.
cardboard boxes on the floor.
Hey,
the dumpster has come a long way.
if you're
since then.
homeless,
He added lighting,
just
a new
sleep in
floor,
a
and
dumpster,
plenty
bro.
of decorations
low-key
to make
life
it feel
hacks.
cozy. The project was a response to the lack of housing globally and the advent of
I'm
Yo.
gonna go buy a dumpster just so I don't have to pay for actual house.
Imagine you're working at your 9 to 5 at Starbucks. You go out to the dumpster. You just throwing out the trash. You see little fool living in there. He got a whole mini fridge. He got the whole setup. It's just like
You've
walking
been
into like a
snacking on
regular
all the
house.
stuff that you've been throwing out.
Bro, I would not even be mad at that point. I'd just be like, eh. As long
Like,
as
all
he
right,
lets
homie.
me throw this away.
Maybe
somewhere.
I'll go get you something fresh real quick.
Yeah. What is that? That's actually
Somewhere
so
in
ugly.
the megalopolis of Mexico City is one of the world's strangest homes. This particular home
That's
has a
actually
marine
so ugly. I
motif
hate to break
and
it to you.
resembles a seashell. The story goes like this:
This is
a young
just-
family
I hate
tired
to
of
tell
their
ya, bud,
conventional
but
home yearned to
that
live
is
in
just
something a little more
ugly.
integrated with nature. Their wish was granted by Javier Sinocio,
Somebody was
of
taking
Sinocio
LSD when they
Arquitectos,
made
a
that.
celebrated
Yeah,
Mexican
they
architect
had
whose
to have
work is
been.
considered both pioneering and controversial in the field of bioarchitecture. Instead of a boring old practical square dwelling, they now live inside a giant
Square
psychedelic mollusk shell.
Psychedelic
Inspired
for
by the work
sure.
of Gaudi and Frank Lloyd Wright, the seashell house is dominated by smooth surfaces, spiral stairs, and natural plantings that make it feel like you're living inside a snail. The house design is very
Boy,
innovative,
what?
unusual, and audacious.
What the heck is audacious?
Apo-
Wait a
What did it
minute.
say?
Innovative, unusual, and audacious.
Audacious.
Boeing 727?
That's the airplane.
Isn't that the one? Isn't that
The
type that-
bombing one.
Yeah, that's the type that hit the Twin Towers. That's,
Is it?
I think so. For sure.
Dang.
The
Cool
steel
skids.
house in the plains near Lubbock,
What is
Texas
that,
has a
bruh?
story of inspiration and
No ghosts. As a man that lives in Texas, how hot do you think this house gets?
Surface of the sun hot. The inside is probably cooled off though, because
Yeah.
of AC and all that stuff. But
You
they
could
probably
def-
their electric bill is probably through the roof.
Oh, for sure. You can definitely
For
cook
sure.
some eggs on there though, so you could save some money on gas.
Go ahead and touch that.
Bro, it's just like in a random neighborhood. Imagine seeing this on your block.
tragedy. Robert Bruno,
I'd
a
assume they were
Texas-based
doing, like,
architect,
drugs in there or
labored on the
something.
house for more than 30
Yeah.
years, but never
Like
lived
Walter
to see
White's
its
in there
completion.
cooking with
It's lay
Jesse.
unused since 2008.
Probably.
Very little of his work exists anymore, or
I
is
wonder
traceable,
why.
but he did go on to design and build a whole house based on this earlier sculpture. Bruno's Steel House, which overlooks the lake in Ransom Canyon just east of Lubbock, looks fit for a superhero villain. The artist never
Yeah.
really explained where his influences came from. He never tried to justify his
called
work. He just wanted to
LSD.
form
Oh
these
wait,
shapes
you
out
know
of
what this
steel,
reminds
so
me
he
of?
could
What?
Have you ever seen Spy Kids?
Yeah.
There's a building in Spy Kids where they meet the thumb people, and like the inside has like these spiral staircases
Yes,
and
they're,
like
oddly
the
shaped.
yeah.
Yes, dog.
did.
This
The
is where they
building
filmed it,
slash
bro.
structure does not seem to have
Right,
that
they
concept.
used that
Some
house.
people see Germany's latest roadside attraction will turn everything you know on its head. You can find the cafe along the A3 Autobahn in Wertheim. As
Not
well
even
as
a
a
house.
coffee
Hey,
shop, there's also a
cafe.
fully upside-down house next to it,
Oh,
which is
there's
open
a
for the
house.
public to
Oh,
explore.
sick.
The entire establishment belongs to an imaginary family named the Topples. It's not just the outside which looks topsy-turvy. Inside, everything is upside down as well.
Look
Fruit
at that
bowls hang
kid.
down from the kitchen ceiling, and you'll even find a toilet above your head in the
I feel like
bathroom.
I'm tripping just
As if
looking at
that
this
wasn't
video.
all sufficiently disorienting,
Right.
the entire building is built on a 6% incline. From the outside, this gives the impression that the house somehow fell to earth and came to rest precariously on its roof. And
doesn't
inside,
give that
the
impression
extra
at all,
slant just
actually.
emphasizes the already befuddling nature of the upside
Yeah, I
down
didn't look at the
and
house and be like,
Treppenhaus.
oh, it fell from the earth.
That's not what I
A
thought.
contender for Korea's wackiest museum, Mr. Toilet House is the former residence
Huh?
of Suwon's mayor, the late Sim Jae-duk. Appropriately designed like a toilet, it houses hilarious feces-related exhibits and a sculpture garden, as well as covering
We
more
have
serious
to go there.
sanitation issues. The museum is also an NGO established to improve public sanitation worldwide. Kids especially
NGO,
will
not
love
gonna
it,
lie.
and there's a children's museum across the
gonna lie,
road
this
with an
house is
observatory deck for viewing the toilet house. During the 1990s,
nice.
the then mayor of Suwon City, Mr. Sim Jae-duk, was well known for promoting and beautifying South Korean public toilet culture. His passion for the potty was so rich that in 2007 he completely redesigned his
he'd be
house
doing
of
some
30
crazy
years into
stuff,
the
bro,
shape
I
of
ain't
a
gonna
toilet
lie.
seat. Upon Mr. Sim's
Japan's
death in
got
2009,
crazy
the
nice
house was
toilets, though.
donated to Suwon City, who converted the building to a
Well, yeah,
toilet
they
culture
shoot
museum
water
the
up your
following
butthole.
year in his honor. The toilet museum now serves as a
Yeep.
testament to his legacy.
Well, thank you for watching. You can watch us all live on Twitch, by the way. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, man.